Alright guys, so in this video I want to be able to add experiences to our profile. Okay, because I mean we have the create and update route, but that's just to update the main data. It's not for the experiences and the education, which are basically like separate resources. They're in the same collection, but they're pretty much separate resources. So what we're going to do is make a put request which is used to update data. Now you could make this a post request, and I guess this is kind of a debate. You could consider it adding a resource, even though it's not its own collection. It's an array within a collection, within a document. So you could make it a post request, but I'm choosing to make it a put request because we're basically updating a profile, part of a profile. All right, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just grab this comment here and let's go down here and let's say we're going to make a put request to API/profile/experience, and for the description let's say add profile experience. All right, and this is going to be set to private. So let's say router dot put, and it's going to be slash experience, and we want to put in our auth middleware and request response. Oops. I'm having a real issue typing today. I did a YouTube video earlier and I just had so much trouble typing. I don't know why. So let's put this async, mark this as async. Now we're going to need some validation here because on the front end in React, we're going to have a form to add an experience, and title, company, and the from date are all going to be required. Okay, so what we'll do is actually go back to the middleware here and let's add brackets around this. Okay, and then we're going to put a comma here, and then another set of brackets, and then here's where we're going to put our checks. So we're going to check for a title. Message will be title is required, and let's do dot not, and then dot is empty. Okay, I'm just going to save that, and then we'll put a comma here. We're going to do another check. And what I'll do is just copy this since it's all the same rules. So we'll do that, and then one more time. So the second one here is going to be the company that we're checking. Okay, and then we'll say company is required. And then this last one here is going to be the from date. We'll say from date is required. All right, so let's see, down in the function body, since we're checking for errors, we want to create an errors variable and set that to validation result, pass in request, and then we want to check to see if we have any errors by saying if not, errors dot is empty. Then we want to return a response or a status of 400, and let's add in JSON, and we want to do errors, set that to our errors object, which has a method called array, which will get us that array of errors. Okay, so once we do that, we want to get the body data, okay, the data that's coming in. So we're going to do some destructuring and pull some stuff out. So let's get the title, company, location, from, to, current, and description. Okay, so we want to pull that stuff out of request.body. All right, now we're going to create a new object here. I'm going to call it new exp for new experience. And we're going to set the title. Now this is the same as doing this, and we're just using this, whatever this value is, this variable. So we can cut that out and just go ahead and do that. And then say company, location, from, whoa, don't want that, from to, current, and description. Okay, so this will create an object with the data that the user submits. So now we need to deal with MongoDB, so we're going to do a try catch. Actually, I think we can just do try catch like that. And if there's an error, we'll just do a console error with whatever the message is, and we'll do a res status 500. And if you guys want to handle your errors differently, that's absolutely fine. So let's create a variable here called profile, because we have to first fetch the profile that we want to add the experience to. So let's do await, use our profile model, call find one, and we want to find by the user. Remember, we have that user field, and we can match request.user.id, which we get from the token. And then we can take profile.experience, which is going to be an array, and we can push onto it, but I'm actually going to use unshift, which is the same as push, except it pushes it onto the beginning rather than the end. So that way, the most recent are first, and we're going to just throw in here new exp, which is our object that we create up top, and then we can simply call profile.save. Actually, I'm sorry, await profile save. Okay, and then for our response, let's do res.json, and I'm just going to return the whole profile. Okay, and this will help us in the front end later on. So let's go ahead and save that, and let's try to add an experience. So we'll go to Postman. Let's make a put request to HTTP localhost 5000 / API profile / experience. Now we need a couple things here. We're sending data, so we want our content type. Actually, I think, don't we have a preset for that? Yeah, we'll go ahead and just add that. So we got our content type. I don't think my token is, I don't know if my token is still good, so I'm just going to go to my login user and log in as my Brad user and get a token. So I'll grab that and put that right in there. XAuth token. I'll update the preset with the new token in a little bit. But now that we've done that, we can go ahead and add the data that we want to add as an experience. So let's see, we'll do title. Let's say I'm going to add Traversy Media, so I'll say instructor and senior developer, and let's do company, Traversy Media. We have location. We have a from date. Now, the dates, it's fine if we just do like, how do I want to do this? Let's do day, month, year. In the front end, we're going to take the date and format it with a package called Moment.js so that we can make it look nice. But as far as just entering it like this, we can do something like, I don't know, 8/10, and I'll say 2010. So from that, and then we could, how it's going to work is we could have a 2, but I'm going to leave out the 2 because I currently work here. So I'm going to set current to true. Okay, current can be is a Boolean, and then description is like your job description. So I'll just say, I don't know, create projects and courses on web development. All right, that should be good. So this should work. Let's go ahead and try it. We'll send. No token. Oh, so I added the token, but it's disabled, so I need to just make sure that's checked. So we'll send. Okay, so we get our profile back, and if you look at experience, we have an object in our array with everything I just added, and it even has its own ID. All right, so even though it's an embedded array and it's not its own document in the database, it still has its own ID, which is really cool. That's one of the greatest things about using a document database or a NoSQL database like MongoDB is you can have this structure in one collection rather than having to have a separate experiences table and then doing all the relationship stuff. I really think that MongoDB is great for this kind of stuff. So we've added an experience. Now, in the next video, I want to be able to remove an experience. Okay, we want to be able to delete them. I'm not going to add the functionality to update them. So if you want to do that on your own, you can, but I'm just going to do the adding and removing of them. All right, so in the next video, we'll go ahead and create a route to delete an experience.